Well, hello, good evening, and welcome to When Wisdom Talks. I'm Alisha.
And I'm Kadesha.
And I'm Naomi. Welcome. Just like Alisha said, we welcome you all for tuning in to another episode, and actually the final episode of April. Can you believe it?
Where is the year going?
Can somebody tell me what happened to this month?
I don't know.
I have no clue. If you're just tuning in, thank you as always. We really appreciate all of you. We are the Wisdom on the Wall trio. And we're excited to be here with you tonight as always. And you know we have a fantastic show planned for you, but it's not my job to tell you about it, okay? I'm going to save that for Kadesha. But before I do that, you know I got to tell you what our mission is, right? Mm-hmm. It is to empower women and men to live better and wiser through engaging discussions, fun activities, and inspiring special guests. And this episode and all other episodes are brought to you by Wisdom on the Wall and Be Inspired Global. And so with that, I'm going to pass it on over to Kadesha so she can set this show up for y'all.
You know, when you were saying, and this show is sponsored to you by, I'm like, wait, I can see this as a real show on TV.
That's right. That's the point.
Speak it.
That's right.
Yes, with some real sponsors and some real airtime. So, Oprah, move over, please. But no, we're excited. As Naomi mentioned, this is the last episode of April. And if you've been following us this month, you know we've been highlighting different topics every week. So this week is no different. The three of us will be your special guest tonight. And we want to talk to you about National Decorating Month. So we know that women, we love to decorate, and actually some men do too. And sometimes men are better than we are. Yes. So
yes,
I'm not even going to discriminate because quiet is kept. My hubby does a good job of decorating, but we want to talk to you about National Decorating Month. Of course, it would not be a Wisdom on the Wall show without wisdom. So we're going to give you some wisdom. We're going to have you laughing. We're not going to have any tears this episode, no crying. But we're going to have a good time. But before we get into the show, we want to encourage you, go ahead and share the page. One or two or three of your friends could benefit from this show, even your enemies. Amen.
Yeah, right.
And share the page. Like our pages on Instagram, on YouTube. And then we always want to tell you how you can connect with us throughout the week. So on Monday evenings at 6:30 p.m., we have a pop-up prayer call where we are popping in, popping up, and popping off, as Elder Pamela says it. And then Wednesday mornings, we have an awesome, awesome empowerment prayer call where one of us is teaching, we're encouraging you, and then we open it up at the end. And you can join us by calling our conference line 712-432-0075, and that code is 187975. If somebody could type that in the chat. Again, that's 712-432-0075, and that code is 187975. If you ever want to connect with us, you can definitely direct message us, but you can also email us, info@wisdom on the wall. You just want to tell us how fabulous we are, or if you need a prayer request, or if you want to partner with us. And speaking of partnering, we know we have some small business owners out there. So if you want to advertise with Wisdom on the Wall or on our show, When Wisdom Talks, go ahead and send us an email, and that's info@wisdomonthewall.com. And last but certainly not least, got to tell you about the book. It is full of wisdom nuggets, and you can purchase our book on wisdomonthewall.com. So I think I covered it all. I'm looking forward to the show. I'm looking forward to getting some tidbits.
Yes.
Before we do that, I'm going to pass it over to my girl, Alisha, for our next segment.
Awesome. Thanks, Kadesha. Well, you know what it is now. It is Girl, What's Your Story with a twist. Oh my goodness. This is the time when you can get to know us a little better, get a little different perspective into who we are. And this is the time where we just talk about something that we just enjoy doing over this past week or so, whether it's a good book, a good restaurant, a movie, something that really brought us joy. And the twist is that we want audience participation, which means you need to participate. So we want you, while we're sharing what we did over this past week, just go ahead, type away in the chat what it is that you did, and just know that we do really read these, and we've been adding them to our list of things to do. So again, Girl, What's Your Story with the twist? And I'll go ahead and kick us off. And my story, or my enjoyable moment, is over this past week, the benefits of daily stretching. Now, you know, when you work out, you stretch and, you know, do your walk and all that other stuff. But I actually just really started being intentional about stretching on a daily basis. And it actually came out of, I think it was Friday night into Saturday morning. It probably like maybe 2:00 in the morning. I rolled over, and next thing you know, I caught a cramp in my calf. And oh my gosh, I don't know if you ever had one of those, but I wanted to scream my head off. Like I'm like praying, and oh my God, it was just crazy. So of course you really can't sleep after that because you're scared to move a certain way and that it'll come back again. So what ended up happening, the next day I was just kind of really reflecting on it because I don't get that very often. And I'm just trying to figure out what was going on. So I realized, I'm thinking, well, is it water? And I drink a lot of water. So I was like, it's not the water. And I'm like, okay, maybe it's just that I need to stretch, you know, because I was feeling that area and I'm like, it felt kind of tight. So I was like, you know what, I am just going to intentionally stretch on a daily basis. And what I have found for me is that it's not only increased the flexibility, but I also noticed after doing it, I feel like stress is gone. I didn't even realize there was some stress built up. And just after doing those few moments of stretching. And then the other thing is I noticed mental clarity and focus. So you know me, I'm Miss Google Queen. I'm like, okay, is this normal? So I'm like Googling, and I found out that those are benefits of it, which is probably why people do yoga. I don't think I'm at yoga time yet, but it was all those things. But the other thing is, you know me and the burning the calories things right now, you actually can lose some weight just by stretching because it burns calories. So now I have to add that to my laughing. The only thing is I don't know the formula yet for how long you need to stretch. You know, I know the laughing. If you laugh for 10 to 15 minutes, that's 3 to 4 pounds that you can get rid of. But again, start incorporating. Oh, one other thing about this daily stretching, I was watching the doctors today, and they were talking about, because we live such sedentary lifestyles right now because of the pandemic, that every 19 minutes we should do some type of physical moving. So for me, it'll be stretching, but they said you could do, you know, push-ups, calisthenics or whatever. But because we're not as active as we've been before, every 19 minutes, intentionally do something. So daily stretching has been my thing of enjoyment over this week. Yay. And that Charlie voice has not come back. No, right? So doing all these things. But yes, that I have just so enjoyed it. I found a new thing. All righty. Well, what's been going on with the two of you that you've enjoyed?
Oh, wow. So I'll jump right in and say, y'all know I love my time when I can go out and shop and do those things.
Yes.
So I know that there are varying opinions about the COVID-19 vaccine, and I know everyone has their different perceptions on it. But what I am enjoying is seeing all the members of our senior community out and about now.
Hmm.
So as I've been out and shopping, I've been seeing more of our seniors and our elderly community out shopping and doing their thing. Okay, so
Yay.
see, they have let me kudos to our
Yes.
senior community
Woo-hoo.
for enduring a whole year plus
Yeah.
of being secluded away from family and away
Mhm.
from loved ones. And so now it's just been a pleasure. So today when I was out, I thought, because I like to go out early. Y'all already know that. That's my formula, as you would say, Alicia, is get out there early. Don't waste time, when it comes to shopping. So I like to get out there early before lunchtime. So as I was out, I'm out there with my senior crew. We out there doing their thing. So today was no different, except I saw so many more, and you could see that they were like, refreshed and
Mhm.
relieved at the fact that they can actually go out again. And this is not to say that we are not supposed to still take precautions and things like that and not wear our mask where we need to and all, but I just think that the benefit of the vaccine for so many, especially for our senior community over the age of 60, is that now they have the ability and flexibility to go out a little more. There was
Mhm.
one lady that I saw, you could tell she was just happy to be out. She had a fresh haircut.
Uh-oh.
Mother was looking mighty nice. She looks beautiful, but that's one of the benefits. This is not me selling the vaccine because I have my own opinions of it as well. But what I am saying is that I have been enjoying seeing our seniors out and about and doing their
Yeah.
thing now. So blessings to them that they're able to
Yeah.
go out and enjoy themselves. So that's my story.
That's funny. So, if any of y'all need a personal shopper, Naomi is the girl. Okay, um, she loves shopping, but she's good at it. So,
Mhm.
a plug for you. Um,
Thank you.
but you're welcome. But for me, I tried. Who was that on Saturday? We Mike and I double dated, and we did paint with a twist, and that was my first time. And I never really did like art in school. That was like not my thing, but I was willing, to try this because I've heard so many good things about it. So anyway, we did that, and it was actually a really good vibe. Like, um, the artist itself, he had a lot of character, a lot of personality. And then my husband like has this inner Picasso, which I knew he had. He's so good at different things. So I brought his little thing here. Um, and it was
All
like,
right, Mike.
oh yeah, there we go.
Okay.
He did really good. So you could choose, basically, you choose what color you wanted to do. So you could have a blue backdrop or a green backdrop. And so me and Mike did different ones. But he did the green, but he was on my, taking my blue paint. So me and some of the people next to him was like, what is he up to? So we was all confused on what Mike was doing, right? So Mike, first of all, Mike is a perfectionist. Okay. So Mike's going to take his time with each stroke. We all moved on to the tree. Mike's still putting the sky together. So we all like, okay, we're going to be here all night. It's a 2-hour class. Okay. So Mike taking my paint, taking his time. The lady next to him, like, what is he doing? So none of us could catch Mike vision. But when I tell you, like, he had one of the best paintings after we were done, it just was like, I don't know, it just helped me to see like you can't like let people just do them, right? You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like don't make them be on your own time. He had his own vision and it was really beautiful. Like even the way he has the moon reflecting like on the water, like it just was so
All
dope.
right, damn.
So I'm like, all right, let me stop doubting the vision of my husband because he know he know what he doing. God was just speaking to me at all types of things, but it was so good. Now my picture on the other hand,
You know, I was going to ask.
I mean, it's all right. It's all right. But
Oh.
we still have them both up. But Mike has his out more prominent in the
His is a work of art. It's a work of art.
work of art. But I would do it again. Like it was really relaxing. They have good music playing. They're playing games in between time while you're letting the paint dry. And then it was funny because at the end, they want you to, put a blow dryer to it so you don't get, the paint in your car. And it started smelling like the black hair salon for a minute. I'm like, oh my goodness, it was funny. And of course, you can bring your own food, own drinks, whatever you want to do. It's just really a relaxed environment. So it was a really good time. And I hadn't seen my friend Art probably in over 10 years. So him and his wife. So yeah, it was dope. So I would definitely highly recommend Painting with a Twist.
Yeah, I love that.
Oh yeah, that is so cool. Yeah, that's something I say I want to try because I've never done it as well. So cool beans. Yay. Well, thank you for sharing, ladies. Awesome. And I'm looking forward to seeing what others have shared in the chat as to what
What we got going in here?
Not too much. Not one shared too much, but Kristen, she did say, I love decorating. So
yeah, I think we'll take that and move it on. So I'm going to turn it over to you, Kadesha, because Kristen loves decorating.
Yes, and I can vouch for her too. She is super good, and like you, Alisha, she knows how to find the deals. So,
yes.
But Naomi had touched on it earlier. How during the pandemic, many of us have been secluded. Mm-hmm. So we've been spending a lot of time at home. It's just funny how your world can change upside down just in a matter of seconds, right?
Yes.
And so many people, we were out working hard, rightfully so, but spending a lot of time outside of the home.
Yeah.
But this past year and a half, everything's changed, and I believe in some cases it changed for the better. And so we're spending more time at home. And so we just want to give you some tidbits on how to decorate your home. We're not decorators, but so don't call us for it.
I know.
I want to give you some tidbits. Look, let me put that disclaimer out there real quick. But even more importantly, how to make your home a happy home, right? Since you're going to be home, and you have been home. Yes. I think one of the statistics I read said about 71% of people now are working from home. Like that's a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah,
that's a lot.
Like you get a taste of it, and it's like, okay, let's do this.
Yes. And so just remember that our home atmosphere really shapes our mood. It can shape your mood. It can affect your productivity. And it really influences your outlook. So I was reading up on something, and it gave us a few ways that we can, make a happy home. And one of the things that it was so simple, but I love it. It said, every day, make your bed. And how that small, and it takes 3 minutes or less, right?
Right.
That small thing will help you have a positive outlook on life just by making your bed.
Wow.
So for those of you who, like me, aren't morning people, and that's why I love my girl Joyce Myers, because she is so real about some people wake up happy, bubbly. Awesome if that's you. Some people it takes a little bit more time.
She had both hands up.
Right. So, but one of those ways that can help you at least set the atmosphere in your bedroom is making your bed. And it's one of those quick fixes. So it's a 3-minute one. The other thing that they were saying was bring every room. I love how they put this. Bring every room back to ready. So if you had some dishes in the sink or something like that, just bring it back to ready, right? Your living room, if you have magazines everywhere, blankets here, whatever, just bring it back to ready mode. Now, they also said, because women, we like to put pressure on ourselves. So if you have kids, 3 or younger, Kristen, don't feel like it has to be back to ready, right? Because the kid's just gonna go right behind you. Or if you have a mate who, doesn't, abide by those same rules, you don't want to create an environment of stress. But
Right.
if at all means, if you can, bring your space back to ready, as if you're about to have some guests, right? And Lord knows I need to take this advice, Jesus. I can see my mother now just nodding her head, Lord Jesus. But it's gonna be it's gonna be back to ready by the time we had this housewarming. How about that, Mama? So, and then the other thing they said was display sentimental items around your home. And I think for me, that was even good, like when I was in the office space, right? So if I needed a pick me upper, I would have like pictures of my nephews. I would have the diffuser in my office space. Little motivational. I have some here. Little motivational sayings. So put stuff in your space that's gonna make you happy. And so that's a few ways to create a happy home, right? And then the last thing I want to mention, because we're very huge, the three of us are big on words. The fourth thing they mentioned was start a 1 line a day gratitude journal. And I love that because as soon as you start thanking God for one thing, it's like it's hard to stop.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, God, I thank you for this water. And then you get to something else. Oh, I thank you for the broccoli. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you just start to, like, it becomes like, well, dang, God has done a lot for me. So, again, we're just trying to help you start your days right, start your days happy in your home that you are stuck in for the next however long. But these are a few ways to create a happy home. Yes?
Yeah, I think the big thing about it is just intentionality, being intentional about it all. And once you set that tone, it just becomes rhythm, something that you end up doing. So being intentional about it. So I'm with you on some of those things that I have to be more intentional about.
Yeah.
Other thing is too, what works for one may not work for the other. And I think that's what stood out the most, because even within your household, you may have one spouse who is like the neatest and then the other one who's not so neat. So it's like, how do you meet in the middle to make sure that you all are at peace? Because at the same time, you're trying to create a stress-free environment by cleaning up, but then you add on to that stress by arguing about this other person who's not as neat. So it's whatever works for you, and I think that's the key, finding what works for you.
Right. And finding that balance, right? That's good. What somebody said something. Make up that bed and walk is what Jean said.
She said,
it's gonna take up that bed and walk.
This is how she said it. She had to put the bed emoji and
Oh, that is too funny.
I love it. And then she's laughing at me because she knows my favorite vegetable is broccoli. So yes, I thank God for broccoli, honey.
Yes.
Because, that got me through as a kid.
Yes. Somebody gave a shout out to Kristen Candace. She said Kristen will take $20 and make it look like, let me finish, because she added more, and look like $1 million.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Woo-hoo.
That's the type of people you need in your corner.
Right.
So Naomi, you were talking about, cleaning up and finding that happy balance. We are in spring. So what is your whole philosophy on spring cleaning?
Yeah, so I'm a huge believer in using the times of year as a springboard for your own life. So for me, my birthday automatically, I'm just using this as an example, is my new year. So I look for a way to restart, reboot. I don't wait until January. I wait when my birthday comes, that's my new year. So now that it's springtime, I use it as an opportunity to spring clean in my own home. And what I found is, for one thing, I was able to get rid of so many things that was just cluttering up my atmosphere, up my home. And what I also understood was, over a year, you can accumulate so much stuff.
Yes, you can.
Before you know it, you have mounted up all of this stuff. And let's be honest, ladies, most of that stuff, and gentlemen, most of that stuff we don't even need.
Mhm.
And so when
Mhm.
I went through and started to declutter, I was able to make room for things that maybe I had forgotten about, that I hadn't put up, or things like that. But what I also realize is my philosophy is that when you do take the time to declutter, there's so many benefits that are involved. There are
Mhm.
benefits to your health, there are benefits to
Mhm.
stress level, as you mentioned before, Kadesha. So there
Mhm.
are so many benefits. So last week, I went through and I put together, I want to say it had to have been 2 bags worth of shoes that
Wow.
I had just not, that for one thing, mother can't wear no more because they just don't fit. So I had to be honest with myself. And clothes, that just don't fit. I had to be honest with myself and give it away to someone else who may be able to use it. And
Mm.
then, so what I realized is when I cleaned up, especially my bedroom, I was able to sleep so
Yeah.
much better. It was just the air was cleaner,
Mhm.
it wasn't
Mhm.
that enclosed feeling because you have stuff everywhere. I could think a little bit more. So I
Mhm.
think spring cleaning definitely is an opportunity to restart and reboot your home and your atmosphere. And so I did find an article that gave 5 benefits of spring cleaning. And
Mhm.
it says, here are 5 ways spring cleaning can make you healthier. And this is by
Mm.
healthline.com. And so the first one is strengthen your immune system. And why is that? Because you're cleaning up dust. You might have found
Mhm.
mold and mildew somewhere in your home, cleaning your vents and things because so much dust and lint and things
Yeah.
gather around there. So when you clean up, you're also creating an atmosphere to help your immune system.
Mhm.
Then the other benefit is it decreases stress and depression, like I said before, because sometimes, like, your environment will dictate how you feel. If you have
Mhm.
a cluttered environment, if you have stuff everywhere, then perhaps you'll be cluttered in your mind or you'll feel
Mhm.
stressed. So, cleaning up can also decrease stress and depression. Another one is it can prevent illness, and this goes along with the immune booster. So
Mhm.
Mhm.
if you see the article, if you go and look on healthline.com, you'll see a gentleman inside of the refrigerator spraying it down and emptying it out. And whether you believe it or not, that refrigerator is a breeding ground for all types of bacteria.
Mm.
So it's important to go in there and clean out old food, wipe down. Y'all know y'all had that Chinese food in there since 3 months ago. It's
Mhm.
no more good. You
Yeah.
have to take it out and throw it out. So yes,
Ah.
cleaning out your refrigerator, things like that can also prevent illness. And then, almost done, the fourth one is more healthy eating and physical activity. So, keeping your environment clean and organized can also promote you to want to make better health choices in general, including
Mm.
what you eat and exercise.
Mhm.
Something as simple as you have a good intention to want to work out, but your floor is full of stuff. You can't even get to your
That's
exercise
all
equipment. This is all real stuff that we all deal with. I'm sorry if I'm stepping on toes, but we try to be
right.
clean in this season. Hallelujah. What's the saying?
She's like trying to help her sister out.
Right. Cleanliness is what? Next to
Next to
godliness.
godliness.
And the last benefit is reduce risk of injury, which I was like, oh
Mm.
wow, that's interesting. Because y'all, we be having stuff on the floor, we be tripping all over the place. Shoes, whatnot, messing our poor ankles up, y'all. Let's do better. Let's do
Mhm.
better in 2021.
Oh my goodness.
Oh
Oh
God,
my
Holy
goodness.
Spirit, I hear you, Holy Spirit. I hear you, Holy Spirit.
So, but
Oh
yeah,
my
so
goodness.
I am a believer to practice what I preach. I
Yeah.
definitely don't ever give advice about anything that I have not applied to my own life. Okay, I'm just not that girl. So I
I'm with
did
you.
take the time to go ahead and clean up, and I'm still in the process. It takes time because, again, over a whole year worth of time, you've accumulated so much, and you just
Mhm.
don't know until you go through it. So that's my
That's excellent.
thing on
That
spring
is
clean.
excellent.
That was funny. The one about not avoiding injury.
Injury,
Yes,
and that was real.
it's a tripping
That was
hazard.
on the list.
Look, when you said that, it made me think about those little cones, and then also the little plastic yellow things.
Yes.
Caution when walking or something.
Oh my
Hmm.
goodness. That's too funny.
Crazy.
That's too funny.
Yeah, we don't want to have to put caution tape all around your house because you got stuff
Oh
That
going
is
there.
crazy.
Lord Jesus. Um, so
Oh
what do
my God.
y'all use? Excuse me. What do y'all use or what do y'all do to decorate your house? Like any fun ways to decorate your home?
I think that the for me the easiest and the quickest ways is just one of the things is changing your pillows. You think about down in the living room area, you just
Mm-hmm.
swap out your pillows, and that's a whole new look there. The other thing that I've done is also lampshades. So you don't have to buy a whole nother lamp. You can actually swap out the shades to
Mm-hmm.
change the whole decor. So those are two big ones for me. But the other thing is, and I'm not a big flower person, but I think for people who are flower people, some people really like fresh flowers. So just
Mm-hmm.
by doing that, it adds, a certain flair to
Yeah.
the atmosphere. But one little project, it's not a big project, but something I'm getting ready to do is add some little really cute knobs on my kitchen cabinets
Yes.
to
Oh,
do
I love
that.
that.
So go
Yes,
shopping for that. We'll
Yeah.
see what
That's
that
and
turns
cool.
out
fun
to be.
too.
That's cool. What about you, Naomi? You have any?
Yes, so I love inspirational words
Mm.
Mm,
and pictures to put on the wall. So those of you who know me and don't, I actually have two walls in my home where I've put up words or pictures that have words in it on my
Mm-hmm.
wall. So in my living room, I have a wall that's like that behind my couch, and it
Mm-hmm.
symbolizes what that room represents, which is family. So we have one that says a family of faith, and then another picture that has, what I love most about this home is the people that are in it and little things like that. But I think it serves also as an inspiration. So it's a quick
Mm-hmm.
way to really spruce up your home, spruce
Yeah.
up the area of your home. And in my
mm,
bedroom above our headboard, we have pictures and words that represent marriage, which I
Mm-hmm.
love.
that's
And then
cute.
also hanging on our end tables is a Mr. and Mrs. Picture. So it has like a little ribbon hanging on there. And on my side, it says Mrs. And on my husband's side, it says Mr. So those little pictures and inspirational
Hmm.
words. And also in my office, you don't even have to put them on your wall. You could just have them around. Like I have this on my windowsill, inspired,
Hmm.
and it's just
Mm-hmm.
sitting there like like a decoration uh,
Yeah.
or a knick-knack, as my grandmother used to call it. Y'all know knick-knacks. Little words, inspirational words around the house can really spruce
Sunshine.
up your environment. So that's what I like to do for fun to decorate
Yeah.
my home.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that brings like a sense of happiness, right?
It
And I
does.
Hmm.
would love that when we were having our events, you would bring those words to our events.
Yeah.
That would be kind of like the focal point as soon as people walked in. So we
Yeah.
could set the expectation of what they were going to get.
Yeah.
For me, I like little pops of color. So whether it's through pillows, like Alicia mentioned, or
Hmm.
like I'm really into like blankets.
Yes, you
So
are.
yes, so like having a gold blanket, and then I recently got into like wall decor pieces. So like this little piece behind me, just something on the wall, very simple, but it takes up some space, so it's not just a blank wall.
Mhm.
Hmm.
So I like things like that, and I love your idea, Alicia, about changing the lampshades as well.
Hmm.
My designer, she gave me this cool little lamp, like one I wouldn't pick out myself, but when I saw it, I'm like, Yeah, this is kind of cool. So it's just like a different shape to it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So trying to incorporate different shapes into the house as well, I would think would be mine and my little colors. But like you, Naomi, I do like inspirational words and things of that nature. And of course, pictures of my family.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Cool beans.
I think it's time for us to figure out what our design style is. Are y'all ready?
Yes. I'm
Yes,
ready.
So we have a really fun activity planned. We have some images of different design or interior design images and rooms. And we want you to kind of just look at them, see how you like it, what are you drawn to. And at the end, you're going to choose which design style you like best. They're numbered 1 through 5. So you gotta remember, okay, what each of the design styles are. So I'm going to put up the first image for you. And the first image is traditional style. So this is an image of a traditional style living room with a lot of antiques, antique golds, emerald greens, very traditional pillows, a lot of pillows around, those deep maroon colors. This is what you would call a very traditional piece. And sometimes in these types of environments, you'll find heirlooms as well,
Mhm.
like things like vases that have been passed down from generation to generation, candle holders, you name it. So this is what you would call a traditional style. Now keep that in mind for all of you who are trying to figure out what your design style is. And then this next one is a modern living space. Now, when I first saw this, I said this reminded me of Kadesha all the way. It's clean lines, beige, those beautiful light pastel blues, browns, those earth tones. That just reminded me of Kadesha all the way through. So this is what you would call a modern home, where the shapes are very modern. You'll see those circles and squares and a play on those shapes as well. So that's number two. So number two is modern. Number one is traditional, which is this. Number two is modern. Now we're going to go into number three, the number three design style. Now, this is a mixture between traditional and modern. So, some of you who you're not ready to go all the way modern, you still like your traditional feel. This is a way to put all of those elements together because, again, you have those shapes that I was talking about with the modern, with the triangle, the circle, the
Mm-hmm.
square, the
Mm-hmm.
shapes. But then you have the traditional colors with the emerald green and the antique gold and the black and the white is sort of more of the tradition, of the modern. So if you like a mix, this one is for you. This is a mix between modern and traditional. This is number three. Remember, number three. Now we're going to go to number four, contemporary. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. When I first saw this, I told Alisha and Kadesha it looked like an 8-year-old decorated. No offense to anyone who loves
Oh
contemporary
goodness.
interior design style, but because of all of the bright colors and you see the abstract art on the wall with the triangular trees and things like that, but it's a really fun environment. Some
Yeah.
people really like colors like this. This inspires them with the oranges and the blues and the bright yellows. So this is contemporary. So we have traditional, modern, modern traditional, contemporary, and y'all gonna get a kick out of this one. Number 5, eclectic. So this one, it speaks for itself. Eclectic is a hodgepodge. It is a collective of all types of different styles, and some people just are attracted to the real abstract art. And so this is one of those. It's the opposite of minimalist. And what I thought about was, if you look in the picture, if you look closely in the picture, you'll see where it says maximalism. So obviously, this person does not want to do anything nice and easy, as Tina Turner would say. They like their stuff to be vibrant and bright. So this is what you would call eclectic. So all here are all the 5 different design styles. You have the traditional. This is number 1. Number 2 is modern. Number 3 is a cross between both modern and traditional. Then you have contemporary, and then you have eclectic. So I want you all to put into the chat, put which number you were drawn to the most. Put which number you were drawn to the most. Go ahead and put it in the chat. Let's see what y'all are doing in the chat. Are you attracted to 1? Okay, so we have a mix. Okay, so for me, let's see. I think I'm going to go with number 3. I'm going to put number 3. So I just put number 3 in the chat.
So you were right. Modern is definitely my flow. I love that. So I put number 2 in the chat for me.
Mm-hmm.
I think for me, I'm a mixture. Traditional. It depends on the room. Like my dining room is more traditional because I have the cherry wood, the formal dining room table, the china cabinet. But my kitchen is more modern with the stainless steel and all that other stuff. So I guess I'm a mixture of modern and traditional.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So we did have a couple people to comment. We had, let's see who I can pick. So, Kendra. So it's no surprise that we both like the same. Number 3. I'm not shocked at all. That's the cross between traditional and modern.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, who else do we have? Did anyone else want to jump in? Oh, Patricia. She says she likes number 2 too, Kadesha.
Okay.
Number 2.
Yeah.
For modern.
Anybody from YouTube respond?
No, not yet. Oh, Jean said number 3 too. She likes number 3, but a few of my rooms could be a mixture of contemporary and eclectic. Okay, so that's
yes, I can see that for Jean.
I think it's pretty cool.
Ooh.
You really have to have an expressive personality for the eclectic style.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're that extroverted person who just loves to be surrounded around cool stuff and bright colors and things like that. So
cool beans.
I love it. That was good, Naomi.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I guess I'll just keep on talking. So
you go for it.
So once you figured out your design style, right? The next step is you have to find a designer, or do you? Now that's the question, because some people, now I would say I want a designer, and my favorite designer is Nikki Chu. She has the show Unboxed on, I believe it's Aspire, the channel Aspire. The show is really fun because she goes into celebrity homes and everyday people's homes and decorates or redecorates a room within their home. And so the premise of the show is that she shows up to their home, she has 2 boxes, and underneath each box are different materials. It could be a ball of yarn or seashells or something to really dictate what that style is. So the person has to decide which box they are drawn to. And whatever box that person chooses, Nikki takes those items and builds a whole design concept around it. Now, what's crazy is once the person picks it, they have no idea how it's going to turn out. And neither do the viewers. All of us are so shocked at the end where we see what she comes up with for these rooms. And it's always beautiful and brilliant.
Wow.
And vibrant, and it always matches the person. She has such a gift of being able to sense what that person's style is and bring in those elements to really create that space for them. So I love Nikki Chu. She's amazing. And so, but the question is, would you want a designer? Do you prefer to have a designer in your own home? So I'll pose that question.
Absolutely, yes. Absolutely, yes. I mean, because somebody loves that, right? So, I mean, they're passionate about it. Like, they'll see things that I don't see. Yeah, I'm a hands down yes.
Yeah, I'm 2 hands up. I actually said my next home, that is something I will be investing in. Because I think it's great to have somebody like Kadesha was saying, this is their thing. And, they have all kinds of apparatus out there where you can throw your ideas and they can put it together. And now you can kind of really visually see if it works versus you doing all the work and realize this is not what I was thinking. So you can
Right.
save yourself time and money. And, again, they love it. And I love the fact that they will incorporate your personality, and also
Mhm.
a good one will allow you to take as active as a role as you want to. If you want to be
Absolutely.
hands off, you can. But if you want to, actively be involved, a good one is not concerned with that. They're willing to let you be involved. So yeah, I'm down for it.
Yeah, and I like to your point, Alicia. They almost have like these a la carte options sometimes where,
Hmm.
okay, I want to do X, but then I'll give you, a shopping list, to go purchase things here or something like that.
Hmm.
So,
Hmm.
it's not as expensive as people may think, or there's different ways they can do it virtually. They can come in your home. I mean, there's definitely different options for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
Yeah,
your
absolutely.
point, Alicia, what I was going to say too is if you're in between, like maybe you're not comfortable with the idea of someone coming into your home like that and just being in your personal space, there are apps and things that you can download that give you that
Hmm.
option to see what that space would look like if you added different
Cool.
elements. They even have games that, for one thing, my daughter Lily, she loves downloading these little home decorating games.
I
Gives you
love it.
a chance to choose different furniture and things to put in that space. But there's so many resources available that it meets every need. So some
Hmm.
people want that idea to do it themselves or that do it yourself opportunity.
mhm,
But then there's some people that just want to be hands off. They don't have the time.
Hmm. Hmm.
So there's
mhm.
plenty of resources out there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
So
awesome.
for the do-it-yourselfers, I know we have some of them out there. You are a frugal shopper, my dear, Miss Alicia. So you have some places for us to go to get some items.
Yes, and I'm happy you used the word frugal, because that means you shop for quality, but you look for it for the best price. Kind of like what Candace was saying about Kristen taking $20 and making it look like it's worth a lot more.
Yeah.
But there are some great budget conscious places you could go to. Marshalls, you look at TJ Maxx, Bed Bath and Beyond, also Boscov's. Like, don't sleep on Boscov's. They just had their big little home spectacular sale, and
Mhm.
with their little percentages off, you could find some good things in there. And I just got turned on to Home Goods. So, that's another place. I haven't necessarily used these places, but I've heard people go to consignment shops, um,
Mhm.
Goodwill. Some people have gone to Target or Target. But again, I know that's your thing. Naomi. But again, you can find different pieces, different places. A lot of times in unexpected places, you may be going somewhere for one thing, and then you end up finding something that you weren't even looking for. And you're like, oh, that would look great in the living room or in my bedroom. So yes,
Mhm.
there are ways that you can decorate on a budget. As they say, on a shoestring.
There you go.
Right. Absolutely.
Yes.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Well, we time for our I guess I'll call it our favorite segment, but I guess every
Ooh,
segment is our favorite segment.
I know, right?
But no, this was good, y'all.
it was.
Yes. Excellent
We had
tip.
people chiming in too. Kendra, oh yes, she loves thrift stores. She said thrift stores. She is a thrifter. Like she really is. She will go to thrift store after thrift store, but she
Mhm.
always is good at finding different things. And
Uh-oh.
he said, although I like decorating, I would love to have someone to guide or take the lead with decorating my place,
Yeah.
which I
Mhm.
understand.
Mhm.
And Rachel, she likes IKEA, which is
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
another
Yep.
very affordable store. That is so true.
Mhm.
Yep. So there you have
Cool beans.
it.
I love it.
All
I
good
love it. I
news.
love it.
uh,
Well,
we
are
had
we
our
ready
next
for our
segment.
next segment? Everybody say
Uh-oh.
yeah.
Yeah. I know what time it is.
Woo.
Tell me something good.
Good.
Mhm.
I love it.
This is our opportunity to tell you something good that we saw in the news or something that we saw on social media or some health tip that we found.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
So, Alicia, go on, girl.
I love it. I love it. Well, my tell me something good story is actually a Christmas wish list finally fulfilled. And it's a story of Letitia Gonzalez and her two 4-year-old twin daughters. In December, the beginning of December, she wanted to do something different for Christmas of 2020 because of everything that happened. She wanted to make it a memorable moment for her children. So she told them to create a little wish list to give to Santa, but instead of sending it in the mail, what they did was they sent it by balloon. And most people are like, why is she talking about Christmas in April? But this is, again, a wish fulfilled later on. So what the mom thought was, well, the balloons will probably deflate a couple neighborhoods down. It'll get thrown in the trash, what have you. Well, her twin daughters' names are Luna and the other one is Gianella. Well, Luna's balloon with her wish list attached to it went over 650 miles. They live in Kansas, liberal Kansas. It went all the way to Louisiana. This man is in the end of December. He's actually deer hunting and he sees this deflated balloon in the tree, was kind of down towards the bottom of it. And he said it was like God told him to go get the deflated balloon. He's thinking it's just to keep the woods clean, get rid of the debris. Well, lo and behold, he goes and gets the balloon, and attached to it is a little folded over yellow piece of paper. And he opens it up, and it's Luna's little letter to Santa, 4-year-old, saying that, her name is Luna, and these are, she was good, nice all year. And her gift that she wanted, she said she wanted some candy. She wanted a Spider-Man ball. She wanted a Frozen doll, My Little Pony, and she wanted a puppy. So he's like, oh my God. So he goes back to his wife. He's like, what are we going to do with it? And they kind of sat on it for a month or so. Well, they turned to Facebook and they shout out to their friends and family, like, help us find this little girl. So lo and behold, they finally the mom finds out someone's looking for them. And over the past few months, he's been like a secret Santa. He has the beard and all. He's already white beard. He sends gifts to the kids off of their little list. But the clincher was just this past week, they met halfway in between Kansas and Louisiana for him to deliver a Dachshund puppy. And the little girls were overjoyed because that was on their little Christmas list, and they immediately named him Max. But the thing that was so touching about it was that not only did his name is Alvin, he only had a big heart, but what he was saying that he just wants people to be inspired by his story, to help people realize that kindness goes a long way. We have been in a time where so much is going on in terms of emotions and hate and so on and so forth. He just wants people to understand something as small as a smile, something as small as buying a kid a piece of candy can actually go a long way. So that is my tell me something good. Definitely a heart warmer for this time.
Oh,
You're telling me something goods.
well, Naomi knows me well. And it's going to be a health tip. You prophetic you. But so this morning, bright and early, I went to the dreaded place, the dentist. And I really wanted to reschedule because I knew I had to, do some traveling today. But I said, let me go. And when I tell you, I was trying a new dentist, right? So I'm in a new area, tried a new dentist. And when I tell you at 8:30 in the morning, they were like jazz hands. I mean, talking about making a home happy, like that office was so happy. They were so I love just kind of the protocol they was following. Like they came out to your car. They had you check in your car. And it just was so my hygienist, Megan, was phenomenal. Like she made the dentist fun. And we were just talking about so much. We was running out of time. I'm like, girl, I got to get on the road with my dentist. But it's just all about it's all about personality, right? And she just made it phenomenal. But she was also very educating, right? So she told me that I need to change my Listerine or whatever. So I never knew. So I normally use the traditional Listerine, which is like the blue-green one. But she told me that I need to use the purple one because that one has more fluoride in it. So that will help you to prevent cavities, which thank God I don't have. But she was just like, let's just stay on that track. But also, of course, she was just reminding me to, make sure I make it a habit to do the brushing and the flossing morning and night. And so particularly for you coffee drinkers, and I drink tea and I don't even drink it daily, but those types of drinks leave stain on your teeth.
Yes.
And so she was just like, okay, use the well, I think she said our toothpaste was okay because Mike is very adamant on like our Colgate or whatever, girl. It's something deep cleaning something. He is so adamant on that. But definitely the Listerine. And then the type of floss, because they're getting so jazzy now with these different types of floss. She said the traditional floss is fine, just the one, the one in the little white thing, opposed to the picks. So so she said just the traditional floss, but the key was to make sure that I'm doing it at night. Particularly, sometimes we'll do our drink at night. So if you're going to have your late night drink, have your drink, but then make sure you brush and flush. Oh, bro. Lord Jesus.
You have me stuck on drink. I'm like, what kind of drink are you talking about at night?
Look, you may have to flush after that apple cider vinegar. But no, we're going to brush and floss after our late night drink. So it made me want to put, because now I'm trying to get in the habit of just calendaring everything. So I may just have to put in my calendar, brush teeth, floss at 8 p.m. And that'll help me not to eat past 8 too. But anyway, that is my tell me something good. Go get you some purple Listerine.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely going to do that now.
Love it.
These kids in check. Well, speaking of kids and also speaking of kindness, this is going to be really quick. Y'all already know where I got my story. Social media. So as I was scrolling along Facebook lane, I found this video. Kids will be kids. Okay, let me just start off by saying that. A mother posted a video on Facebook about her little 2-year-old son who got his little arm stuck in a vase.
Oh
no.
And so the mother entitled the video Sticky Situation. And in the video, the mother is in her vehicle driving to the local fire station to see if one of the emergency personnel there can help her son. And so when the mother arrives, she tells the firefighters the situation. And so one of the very nice firefighters opens the door to find the little boy with the majority of his arm stuck down in the vase, all the way up to the top part or above his elbow, poor thing. So he takes the boy out and proceeds to pour dish detergent in the vase around the boy's arm. And just like that, he was able to wiggle the vase off his arm with ease. So the what the boy was trying to do was he was trying to get a toy flute that had fallen down in there.
My goodness.
So he just stuck his little hand down in there trying to get it. And so the firefighter gave the boy the flute. He was like, since you wanted it so badly, here you go. He gave it to him. And he also gave him a little firefighter hat. And so I just thought, again, Alisha, like you said, it was the sweetest little thing. And love and kindness wins at the end of the day. The fact that they were available to do that. And it was just the cutest.
Awesome. Awesome. Wow. Well, I think we've come to the end of the road, as New Edition would say. Or is it no? Boys to men. Boys to men. I'm corrected. So this is our wisdom corner where we share our little nugget of wisdom. And in the interest of time, I'll go ahead and kick us off with our wealth nugget. Just like creativity in our home decor produces what Kadesha talked about in the article about a happy living environment, creativity in our money-making endeavors establishes the springboard for our wealthy lives. So keeping that in mind, over the next week, 3 times a day, just say, I am tapping into my creativity and my wealth is growing exponentially. I am tapping into my creativity and my wealth is growing exponentially. Amen.
Amen.
All right now, show us some love now.
Yes. So this week, I'm just going to be straight up with you and say, just let go. Just let go. Sometimes love seems so unfair, and sometimes we allow ourselves to go through some tough stuff in the name of love. Let's just put our
Mm.
hands up. We endure pain, heartache, and struggle, just to name a few. And on the other hand, sometimes the bond that we've created with someone is so strong that we can't imagine not having that person around, even at the detriment of hindering their growth and yours.
Mm.
And so
Wow.
this is often, it happens a lot with parents and their children, for example, because they grow to a point where they may not need them as much or in the same way. So while your intentions are pure, we must ask ourselves, is it worth it? And so I just have one quote, and it says, sometimes love means letting go when you want to hold on tighter. So it's
Mm.
time to examine the relationships and situations in your life. Have they passed their expiration date? And so I
Mm.
want to say to you, let go and let love grow and flow. Let go and let love grow and flow.
Woo-hoo.
That's a good teacher.
Say that 3 times a day.
Say it 3 times a day.
Oh my goodness. Well, we are at the end. I just want to just remind you of, remember that phrase that they would say, home is where the heart is. So, even if you don't own your home, wherever you are and whoever you with that you love, that's your home. That's your space. So, just keep that in mind as we are loving and letting love grow and flow.
Yes. Let go and let love. I don't know what to say. I gotta go back to that too.
Oh my gosh. We hope y'all had
You'll
a
get
good
it right.
time. Look, we hope y'all got some design tips, some new stores to go to. You gotta go get the purple Listerine. We gave you a whole list of things to do today.
Yes.
So we hope you had a blast. We hope that you'll be back next Thursday, same time, 8 o'clock. Come on with a friend. Don't forget to tell somebody about this good news here. So we love you. We love you. We love you. Remember to stay safe, stay
Yeah.
blessed, and stay in faith, y'all. Have a good night.
Good night.
Bye.